How are you, sir?
Good.
Man, so
Real good. Tired.
I bet. I wanted to bring you back on because you've been on previously with Tom, and we talked about y'all's business as well as Wad Gods, which has been a really successful CrossFit competition in this area, one of the largest. So that was cool, but it's really awesome to actually bring up. Really, what I want to talk to you is a couple of things, but the most important thing is you're going to the games.
Going to the games finally. I've been battling for several years trying to. I was close a few years ago and had an injury. First semifinal workout come out, and I had a shoulder injury the first workout, and it just kind of killed the rest of the other 4 or 5 we did. And so I was dialed, super fit, feeling great, and just couldn't go any, couldn't do much after that shoulder injury on the first workout. So took me. Then I've had a couple of other injuries in between then and now. Had 2 quad tendon repairs and just big stuff that set me back. Really came into this season not expecting anything, honestly. Not expecting anything. My first year in the 60 to 64, I'm an old man group. But I just did the open and, okay, felt good. It's real light and fast at this age. It's all lightweight and just try to hold on. Almost everything's got to be unbroken. Once you get over 55, the weight goes down. Yeah. And so for a lot of us, we don't really like that. We'd rather have some weight. But a lot of people like that lighter weight and just hold on and go. And so that's a different, it's more of an engine thing once you turn 55.
Yeah.
So then quarters came, did well. Semifinals came, did real well. And here we are.
How does that feel?
Kind of surprising, really.
And how long have you been working towards that? Like how many years now?
I mean, I've been doing CrossFit for 13 years, 14 years, something like that now. I guess 14. But, competitive, trying hard, probably 50, probably 10 years.
Yeah. Maybe
less than that, maybe 8. Trying, real hard to get there. And having some years where I just couldn't do anything. I had prostate cancer in 2014, so that was a year out. I had big surgery there. Yeah. So I've had a couple of, out of that 8 years, I've had 3 or 4 I just didn't compete. Didn't even do the open sometimes,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane, man. It's something in about the unbroken thing. That's because I struggle with lighter weight like that.
It's a different thing.
I would rather go hard with heavier weight.
Yeah, I'm not super strong, but it's just a different thing. Yeah. You instead of 95-pound thrusters, you got to do 75 and just don't put it down. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. So it's just different. It takes a while to get used to that. Had another friend of mine in the gym that made the semifinals, and I told him early, we were doing the class workouts, and I said, don't do RX. You drop down, do the Masters level. It's a different feel. You need to feel it before you hit that actual quarterfinal and semifinal workout. And he made it to semis. He did real well. And then later, Brent Watkins, I'll tell you his name.
Okay, yeah.
Shout out to Brent. He said, yeah, you're right, man. I really need to start going down in weight and just figure out how to hang on. It's a different feeling. So.
And yeah, that's crazy too, because getting that gas tank, especially as you get older in age, like just having, I feel like it's probably better for longevity too,
Yeah,
shifting,
I agree.
To that.
It's an easier thing to build. I think that engine is easier to build than raw strength. I think you're going to be able to, run a faster 5K quicker than you'll raise your clean by 40 pounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, it's just a different thing, and it takes a while to get used to that, and let the ego go into class and just put the weight down and grab the 35-pound dumbbell. That's what the open is for our age group, and so you're just slinging that little thing around. Now, most of the year I train with a 50, just because. Then when you grab that 35, it feels great. Yeah. You don't have to put it down. It's just a different feeling when you grab that lighter weight.
What do you think about this year's Open? Because I feel like it's tailored to some more hybrid athletes, or at least early on it felt like it was, right? Because a lot of the workouts were just so cardio driven that I did horrible at all of them.
Yeah, I don't like the three rounds. I think it's limits. I haven't liked it since they cut it from 5 to 3.
Yeah.
I know it's a grind, and the gym owners maybe didn't like it much. I don't know the downside of it really, but it's just not a good test at 3. I don't think. Yeah. Now maybe they attract more people and it's more money for the whole bottom line, I guess, possibly, but And I agree. It's we have people in our gym that qualified for quarterfinals that have zero strength.
Yeah.
Just all cardio, just because they can go, you know. So I don't know, but you know, it starts weeding out quarters, and maybe that's what they want. You know,
Yeah, maybe
it's more inclusive in the beginning,
Yeah, makes sense.
and then you start weeding out. The quarters gets a little harder, a little heavier, a little more, you know, harder maneuvers, and then semis really turns it up. Obviously, you watched that here recently.
Yeah.
Shout out to your wife for getting to the semifinal. She did great.
Yeah, man. Proud of her, man. She
That was
did good.
fun to watch. So, you know, you see how the weight goes up. I mean, those girls snatching 155 and, deadlifting 225 for 30 reps. That's a lot.
Yeah, I don't even want to do that right now.
Yeah, I was watching her thinking, I wonder if I could do this workout in 15 minutes, you know?
Well, so what does it look like now? So what's the plan, the trajectory on getting, you know, to game day, I guess?
So, I kind of didn't want to change much. I mean, whatever. Let me back up. You know, I say I didn't expect a lot because I've been doing a bunch of other things too. I've stretched my downtime. I work full time. I got a full time business, you know. I've stretched my extra time even more with other off-campus activities, I'll call it. Maybe we'll get into that too.
Yeah, sure.
So I've been away from there'd be some weeks where I'd come in one day and work out one day a week. Some weeks none, you know. A lot of weeks 2 and 3 days only. So it's kind of weird that this past year I've probably put in less volume than I have in the past 10 any given year, even including surgery years maybe, you know, just based on other things I'm doing, and I'm out of town a lot and I'm traveling, and I just don't take the time when I'm doing this. They're long, stressful days, and I don't think I can focus on a gym at the time. So that's one reason I just didn't have any expectations. So, anyway, I reached out to a friend of mine, Jody Clements. He's a Masters athlete. He made it to the games a couple times several years ago. He's from East Texas.
Okay.
And he said, he gave me one piece of advice. He said, don't change what you're doing. Don't change. You know, whatever you're doing got you where you are. Don't change it. And I had already kind of thought that. I'm not going to add volume. I'm not going to start doing craziness. Now, I have naturally added volume because I've cut out some of those extra activities. And so, you know, since May 15th, I've only taken 2 days off. But 2 of my days I'm normally off, I'm just sitting on a cardio machine for 90 minutes or something, you know, real easy on your body, not stressful, and you can have a conversation kind of cardio. Zone 2. Yeah. A lot of zone 2.
When did you start adding in zone 2?
I've been doing that a few years. I learned that a few years back. I started talking to there's a PhD physiologist in our gym. He works up at LSU, and he Corey Coolhorn. Yeah. Olympic athlete from Canada, now in the U.S., and we're glad to have him. But he is a physiologist, and he's big into that. And he talked to me about zone 2, and I was doing these little 20-minute, 30-minute things. And he said, you know, if you really want to dial the mitochondria in, you need to get 60, 90 minutes. You can't, 20 minutes, not going to do much for you. And so, but I use that zone 2 as a warm-up. Almost every day I put in 20 minutes just to get hot and sweaty. And that has really helped. But the 90-minute stuff is so boring.
Oh, man, that's what I was about to say. It's so boring.
Hard to do.
We added in with our programming for her because I've been trying to work out alongside her every chance I get outside of work. And, I mean, it's a must that she's added in. But
you can feel it quickly. Like
you
within
can.
2 weeks, you like,
so
wow,
boring.
I can feel it.
It's so boring.
It's crazy, but it's boring, yeah. So I just put the AirPods in, try to zone out, listen to whatever, and, you know, just move from machine to machine. I do 5 minutes on 4 or 5 different machines, run 5 minutes, and just kind of break it all up. And before you know it, you see an hour, and then you're downhill. You know? So that's the only thing I'm doing, I guess, different, is making sure I don't miss any of those zone 2 days. And I count those almost as days off because they're just not hard on you. Yeah. You know, they're so easy.
It's interesting how much that helps, though. It really does.
It does help. I think it helps a lot.
Instead of just taking a recovery day and doing nothing. You know
yeah, it's almost recovery. And if you do it in the morning, then you've got that whole day to go back. And I do. The other thing I've changed that I've added, so Jody said don't change anything, but I'm here talking about what I changed. but I'm not adding heavy, hard volume. That's what that's what I don't want to do. So I'm trying to do one-to-one recovery, active recovery, like compression boots, Theragun, hot tub, massage, whatever I can do. I've got a massage chair. I go sit in that for an hour. So I try to do however much time I spend in the gym. I want to do at least that much active recovery.
Got you.
And that I think is really helpful.
And that's on a daily basis?
Every day.
That's crazy.
But you can sit in compression boots watching TV.
Yeah.
Eating dinner.
Yeah.
I'll have my wife bring me dinner while I'm in my compression boots, So you can get an hour in your compression boots before you even know it. So and those things, God, they feel so good. That's the only thing that I've done different. So getting ready. I'm using my coach at my gym, Justin Miller, Justin.
Yeah, shout out to him.
At SBC. Yeah, he's got me here, because I've been doing his programming. He programs all of his own stuff in his gym. And I've been doing his programming. And he'll tweak it for me every once in a while. He'll say, well, why don't you do this or do that? Or let's make this one of those open workouts. So grab the 35 pounds or grab go drop down to 65 on the thrusters and just push. He'll do stuff like that for me throughout the year. Whatever, he's got me here is how I feel about it. And I'm not going to change anything there. Taking him to California with me so he can, help me break things down, get another set of eyes on stuff, another brain looking at it. And just let me focus on what I got to do. I'd rather just be that sled dog, whatever. Tell me what to do, and I'm.
Well, at that point in the game, you alleviate the any other kind of energy spin on that.
Yeah.
Like as far as like mental,
right. That's right, mental. It's huge. So that's really it. I don't know. He hadn't told me when we're tapering yet, and we're not tapered yet. Today was terrible.
What's the date on that?
July 21st to the 23rd. So we still got a little over a month. Oh, really?
Yeah, 21st of birthday. That's cool. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, 21st to the 23rd. So I don't know how long of a taper we're going to do, what kind of taper he's going to do. I know he's already talked about it a little bit. We're going to, get this, get that, and then taper. Try to work on specifically some overhead, some handstand stuff. That's probably my biggest hole in my game.
Is handstand walks?
Handstand walks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it's crazy. It's implementing everything now too at that level.
Yeah.
Like it's
that big shoulder injury set me back on those big time.
What injury was it? What did you have?
It was the weirdest workout. It was bench. It was the first work. Remember this? Like 30 bench presses at 135, and then 30 calories, then 30 bench presses, then 30. And so 135 is not that heavy for me, and I was just trying to go fast. I think. And you had to go fast. I mean, it was a sprint basically. And I felt it on like number 20 of the second set. Just felt, And then of course the next workout was a heavy snatch. The next workout after that was a handstand walk, and it just went downhill. But it never recovered 100% that handstand walk, and so I still struggle with that some. But I don't, I'm not a super anything. I'm just okay at almost everything. Yeah. That's my only strength is I don't have a big hole other than handstand walk. Let's put it that way. So, I'm not super strong. I'm not super fast. I'm not a super gymnast. Just kind of pretty good at a lot.
Yeah. That's how you have to be at that level. I mean, you got to be well-rounded, and there's going to be some strengths here and it'll offset something else,
Yeah. I had a competition several years ago, the Fittest Games. We went out there, and again, I didn't know what I was getting into. The first big competition I ever did, and I won that competition without winning a single event. Just second, third, third, stuff like that. Yeah. That's all you got to do. So consistency is key.
Yeah, man. I'm thinking that hurts my shoulder thinking about that. But like I've every injury I've had or tweak or something has been messing with bench.
Really?
I detached a pec tendon 15 years ago.
I've seen that happen in the gym one time. That is ugly.
It took me a year to rehab it, but then we were doing a WOD with Justin one morning, and it had bench in it, and I tweaked the other one. Like I felt it, like it wasn't with a lot of weight, and I was like,
every time I've seen it, it's been lightweight.
And so I just
been that 135.
This one wasn't lightweight. This one was 405.
Oh, wow.
But this other one was like 275 or something, which is light like for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we were doing like build 2 or something like that, multiple reps or whatever. But anyways, man, I just try to stray away from that. Like anytime there's a bench, like now I'm just like I'll modify it and use dumbbells instead of just a bar, because I think it keeps you from like getting any type of movement. To like if you have a weakness here or a twinge there, like you can't bail out. But with a dumbbell, you kind of can, I guess, in my opinion. Anyways, I've just had a lot of weird tweaks with flat bench, and I kind of like I'm scared of it all the time now. You know,
I had an orthopedist tell me one time when I was doing before CrossFit, just old fashioned, bench every
bro
day.
gym.
Yeah, bro gym, and I was getting this pain at the AC joint.
Mm-hmm.
And the orthopedist, he said, "You bench a lot, don't you?" I said, "Yeah, we bench a lot, And he said, "Well, we're not made to. Your shoulder's not made for that. It's not made for lots of heavy pressing straight. It's just not."
Yeah, without and you're locked into position on your back.
And so he said, "What you do, you can go in there and cut the head." I was like, "No, we're not. We're not doing that. We're not going that far. I just don't have to bench that much, that heavy. That's fine with me." So CrossFit fixed that. We don't have a ton of it.
No.
Not super heavy anyway. So we do some bench. As you know, if you were with Justin, we do some here and there, but we're not trying to set the world on fire.
No, man, I think it's like I said, it's far more important to be able to do push-ups consecutively or something than bench, but especially in this application. But so what's your I guess feedback on people that are just those naysayers with CrossFit, because we're talking about injuries, oh, you're always going to get injured, don't do that because you're going to get injured. What's your feedback on that? So
the injuries that I've had related to CrossFit specifically is that shoulder during and that's a different animal. I mean, I'm in the semifinals. I was looking hard to get in the games that year. I was really fit and ready to go, and so I was pressing. I was you're doing something at 95% your capacity. I mean, stuff's gonna give occasionally, and that's what happened. I mean, I was in shape. I was not doing weight I shouldn't have been doing, nothing like that. It was just fast. And so I mean, fluke injury, I've seen girls in the pickleball court down the street break ankles. So, I mean, you're going to get hurt if you're not sitting in a recliner. Right? Yeah. So now the quad stuff, nobody really understands that. I've asked.
What happened with that?
It's a bizarre thing. It wasn't an acute injury. It was more of a chronic, like I had knee pain. And I went to see an orthopedist, and I said,
was it on the top of your knee?
It was on the top of my knee.
I've been having that in my left leg, and they said something about my quad too.
Well, I hope it's not torn off because it's a pain. But,
so what happened?
But I was complaining of knee pain. Went to see an orthopedist. I said, "Well, I'm old. Maybe my knees are bad."
Mm-hmm.
He took some X-rays. Like, your knees look like they're 30 years old. They're fine. He said, "Let's get an MRI." I got an MRI. He called me and he said, "Dude, you got 35% of your quad tendon torn off the bone."
God.
And I said, "How does that happen? Isn't that a jumping, landing injury? We're like an acute pop, right?" He said, "Yeah, when did you do that?" I said, "I've never done that. I've never had that injury. I know what I've torn a calf one time, running. I know what that feels like." And I said, "I've never had that. This is just a little bit worse every day, a little bit worse every day." And then how I really knew it was a problem, I went to do a pistol and fell over. Didn't have any strength anymore. I just went to do it, and I can do pistols easy. And I went to do that and just fell down. Like, what the hell is going on? So fixed it. Came back very quickly from that. And then a couple of years later, the right leg started hurting. Gosh. Same exact thing. Gosh. So I don't know if it's mechanics of my body, my legs, my squat. I'm a really deep squatter, that ass to grass squatter. Maybe with my shorter leg, or I don't know what, maybe the dynamics of my leg, but the right side got done. And then I was doing stuff I probably shouldn't have been doing quickly afterwards and broke the thing and had to have it redone.
So did they tell me how they did that repair?
So he described it as if this is the muscle, they suture through it, kind of like a spider web through the muscle, and then tied it to an anchor in the kneecap.
Okay. So it was torn off almost completely.
The left was 35%. By the time I had the right one done, it was 50%.
Okay. And so they go in there and they just like reinforced
tie it back to the bone.
Right.
And the right
That's what
side,
they did with this one. They went and pinned it.
Yeah.
Because that runs under the bicep, and they pinned it there, and then they didn't have to use cadaver tissue, but they had to do sutures like this. He said I guess so similar maybe.
Sounds like the same. They put a suture through and through and through, and then tie it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they use these anchors now, these absorbable anchors, I guess, or whatever. But the right one, I had the right one. It broke. I had to go in and redo that, drill into the bone. That hurt like hell. Having that one done. So. Kind of weird things. I'm not sure that's a CrossFit thing necessarily. I mean, I could have done that in any gym squatting, I think, because I think it's just from my squat mechanics. It's got to be. You know, there's every person I've talked to that knows orthopedists, PTs, that they don't understand. They're like, no, that doesn't tear chronically. It tears acutely. It tears under explosive landing or jumping.
Huh.
So anyway.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out what mine is, but
it was this aching pain above.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like when you're sitting, driving, and you got to straighten your leg out to make it feel better. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, go see Shane Barton.
Okay. I will, because like my massage therapist has been digging like in there, and she's like, it's in the quad, so she's been digging down in there and pushing on that tendon.
And it feels good when they do that for a while, but then after a while, that it doesn't last, right?
That sucks.
I had my massage therapist doing the same thing. Knots. You got a knot in there. You got to knot it. Well, it was the muscle knotted up where it was pulled off. Yeah.
Well, anyways,
I hope it's not that for you.
I hope it's not either. But yeah, as soon as you said that, I'm like, I've been dealing with it because we started doing running, and we started implementing running more and doing high rocks for a little while, just because it was one of those things everyone's kind of jumped on that, and it's fun. And it mixes up stuff outside of whatever season of competition we're in. And I just noticed it hurting more as the more I ran, and so I pulled that back off and been back just doing more CrossFit, because we just only do like 2 high rocks a year, so I'm doing CrossFit in between. And I think I'm just gonna move strictly back to CrossFit, because the high rocks just hurts me, man. My body's not built for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, running is, I used to run a whole lot when I was much younger, but running will beat you up, you know, especially the way a lot of people run, the heel strike method and not on the toes. And, most people don't run on their toes. And so I had to relearn how to run when I started doing CrossFit, because the heel strike was just killing me.
Yeah, man.
So much force going through your ankle and your heel and up into your knee and back.
Yeah.
And
most of the stuff's on a hard surface too. You're not like running on grass. Most everyone's
hard
running
surface,
on asphalt.
and the shoes are this thick, and they're taking away all the function of your ankle. All the compression and shock absorption that your ankle is designed to do, because we don't run the right way. Mm-hmm. Taught to run with that heel strike. So, yeah. So anyway, back to the injury thing. Other than that, I haven't had, anything serious. I haven't had any shoulder surgery. I haven't had any knee surgery other than quad tendons. I haven't had joint surgery. People always talk about their joints in CrossFit. I haven't seen that. And I'm doing it at a high level. A lot of it, and hard as I can. There's no halfway with me doing stuff. So
yeah. No, this is one of those things. It's funny because you hear that a lot. It deterred me from a while. Like when it first launched, I got into it, and then everybody would say this and this. I would see people hurting themselves, but I see people hurting themselves, like you said, at competitions where you're pushing yourself to your highest. Yeah. It made me think of like those handstand push-ups y'all had in the workout this last year. Oh my God, dude, it killed me. Because I had a team. I did the team workout, and my partner couldn't do, but like 3 of them, and it about washed me for the rest of the day. Like it was a lot.
Yeah. It's, a competition injury is different than a training injury to me. I think a lot of training injuries in CrossFit happen from either lack of coaching or lack of athlete listening to the coach.
Yeah.
Because there's ways to do things, and, they see you doing butterfly pull-ups, and they can't do one strict pull-up, but they want to do butterfly pull-ups. Your shoulder's not ready for that. If you can't pull your own body weight up to a bar, you don't need to be slinging it around in a circle. You just don't. So I think, and coaches so I've been to gyms where coaches are not doing the right thing there, just letting people try it. Where I train, they're a little more forceful on making you kind of do it the right way,
Yeah, that's what's been interesting about me working out there. It felt more inclusive. Like when you get in there, it's like these coaches are watching everything everyone does, even if they're not even there to compete. They're still watching them and making sure they're doing it the right way, which is extremely meaningful, especially if you want to progress and get better.
Yeah. Yeah. And people see that. And I've been there long enough. I see people come in and do it the right way. And man, just watching them, you know, and they can't, and I tell the younger guys, you know, I love seeing like a 25-year-old show up and, you know, and here I am just destroying them on a workout, right? But I'm pulling them in. I'm saying, dude, you're doing the right thing. Look, 6 months from now, you're going to be beating me every third workout. A year from now, you're going to destroy me on every workout.
Yeah.
Just keep doing what you're doing. Do it the right way. Don't worry about stuff like this right now. You got to learn how to do it before you compete. And so, you know, some people listen to that, some people don't. But Justin and them, Justin, Drew, you know, Jeff, those guys, Morgan, they're all real good about that, I think, watching close. I mean, I've been to CrossFit gyms all around the world, and some of them, it's a joke. You know, you walk in, and the WOD's on the board, start the clock. Okay, have fun. You know, that's, you know that going in, and you know what you got when you hear that kind of stuff. You know what's going on.
Yeah. Well, so what does it feel like? Is it one of those things where like, is it surreal? Like, is it like what's the feeling there?
Yeah. I'll tell you the truth. When the leaderboard hit, you know, you saw that today, I guess, with your wife, right? Yeah. It's different because in the past we would put our scores in and it would populate.
You would know like pretty quick.
Well, there's always some people that don't put everything in at the last minute, and you know, then so you're just kind of falling down the leaderboard. It was just weird, you know, and so this is different. I mean, you put everything in whenever you want, but the leaderboard just populates at 2:00 or whatever time. And so I'm sitting there, and I was at work, so I even got to the leaderboard late. I think somebody texted me before I even saw it myself. You know, I saw a text coming through, like, oh crap, so let me go. So I pulled it up, and when it first popped up, I was third. I was like, holy crap! I'm looking at the wrong board. You know, that's the first thing I thought. I'm looking at the wrong year, something's not right. That's my first thought. Was like, no, I didn't do that good. And then I realized it was real, and I got a little emotional there for a second.
Yeah, of course.
Man, I've been working, you know, hard for that for a long time. And then videos came, you know, up and down. People moved up and down all the leaderboard, and I ended up fourth overall, you know, at the end. But
and how many people were in that?
In the semis?
No, just in your age.
Oh, in the open even?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know.
Quite a bit.
5,000 or 6,000 maybe?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's saying something just to be at that low. If people don't understand, like, if you're competing, and these are not hard metrics, but just based on stuff I've seen, right? And you might know hard metrics, but if you're competing and functioning as an athlete in CrossFit, you're in the top 1% of humans anyways. You know what I mean? I mean, if we think about it, like functionality, like,
absolutely.
So like you're already there, and then to progress to that level in the top 1%, you know, it's just one of those things, like, yeah. It's not something to take lightly.
Yeah, but it doesn't, you know, I wish it wasn't that way.
Right.
I mean,
no, I do too.
I wish just doing basic CrossFit didn't put you in the top 1% of the world. Right. I mean, what does that say about the rest of the world? Can
you look those metric ups? I know you can't project it right now. Our cable's down, but he can at least tell us. But I feel like just if you're a functioning competitive athlete in CrossFit, are you fitting into the top 1% in human population? I would say even probably maybe lower than that.
Yeah, I think, you know, and that's a shame. You know, it says a lot about our world and where we are, especially about this country in particular,
yeah.
how unhealthy we are. But yeah, it is true. I mean, most guys my age aren't thinking about doing one pull-up, much less, you know, a bunch of pull-ups.
Yeah, man, they're
it's a shame.
Battling borderline heart disease,
yeah.
You know what I mean, or something like that, you know.
Tom Siskron talks about. He came up with a talk for another thing about. He calls it the narrowing of aging. As we get older, we stop doing this, stop doing that, stop doing this, stop doing that, because we think it's part of aging,
mm-hmm.
whereas really it's part of degenerating almost. But it's on us. We don't have to degenerate like that, you know. We take it as if it's normal. But it's not. Yeah,
people walk around, they're like, man, wait till you get to my age. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm looking at you. Like I want to be like Ken at that age. I don't want to be like, what are you talking about? Like, oh, you know, but you get taught your whole life, like, Or you retire at 65 and you just sit still.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, and then you just weather away. You know what I mean?
Not how it should be. I mean, our great grandparents didn't do that. You know,
No.
working until they died.
Yeah.
You know, which is, I have people now. I have colleagues and friends and family. When are you going to retire? You're 60 years old. When are you going to, like, I don't even consider retiring. I'm not even thinking about that. I'm still in investing. I'm still in the aggressive, you know, young category.
Yeah.
I don't even want, I'm not close to retirement. You know, most people are trying to consolidate and downsize and all that. I'm not thinking like that. So, I mean, I just feel 60 sounds crazy when I say I'm 60 years old. Sounds crazy to me because I don't feel like that. I don't know what I feel like, but I look around and see 60-year-old people, and I'm not that.
No.
For sure.
Did you make a shift when you got into CrossFit? Did you make a shift in your overall health and nutrition, or were you already in decent health and nutrition?
I have always been very active.
Okay.
Sports stuff, played high school sports, and so very active. Did lots of running when I was in med school just to decompress from sitting in a class all day. So I got into running distance-wise. And then after I finished, I just was going to the gym every day, bodybuilding stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I had some friends. We were just all lifting weights. And then discovered CrossFit with another friend. Was at my house, and this is 14 years ago. So YouTube, you know, video of some dude doing a workout, and he said, "What is this CrossFit?" He showed it to me. I was like, I don't know, but it looks fun. You know, it looks like he's having fun, more fun than we're having in the gym. So we went and checked it out, and I was addicted immediately. I mean, I walked in there and saw the rig and all this stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, man, this looks like fun. And I haven't stopped since 2011 or 2010, whatever it was. So, but then before then, I ate what I thought was healthy. You know, what everybody says, right?
Yeah.
Now the American healthy, the food pyramid.
Yeah.
The food pyramid diet. That's what I thought was a healthy thing.
Which
That's
is
what I was taught.
completely flipped upside down now.
It is now.
Which is insane,
It is in my world, and finally
Yeah.
in the real world it's becoming flipped. People understand how that should be flipped. The first step into that, I read a book by Rob Wolf called The Paleo Diet or The Paleo Solution, something like that, and started doing paleo. And paleo, if you do it real, it's inherently low carb. You know, you're going to cut a lot of carbs out if you're not eating bread and pasta, right? So that's a lot. So I started that. Then Tom and I, about the same time, kind of decided to go full keto.
Yeah.
The keto diet. And I've been that way now for at least 10 years. Probably more than that, 12 years, something like that, full keto. So, I mean, I think that's the way to live. I think that's how we're designed to be. You know, we're not, I don't believe we're designed to eat gluten and high carb diets.
Yeah.
We're just not made for it, you know. There's a lot we can go into the weeds on that, and Tom Siscron's a lot better at the weeds than I am about it. I kind of pick and choose what I want to know about it, and I got other things to do. He loves diving in.
He and I have talked about it extensively, but that's what I do too, and I'll stray away from it every now and then, depending on like if it's I'm in a scenario to where we're just working 12 to 15 hour days for a solid week. I might just kind of eat protein bars or whatever, like to fill in, but like I shy on more of the, like just the carnivore side, and I'm not, and if I'm taking anything else, I might have fruit. I really like fruit, so like I'll still eat that. And,
hell yeah, it's good.
And meat, but other than that, man, if I'm
is
doing
awesome.
it right, and if I'm doing it right, like for me, I feel better with those things. I think everyone's different. Like I see some people that eat a lot more rice, and they're using that as their carbohydrate, and they get, but yeah, taking all those processed sugars and I mean.
It's huge.
Yeah,
it's
huge.
huge.
You don't realize it at first, but as you you'll wake up and you're like, oh, this doesn't hurt anymore. You're like, your inflammation just goes away. You're not as puffy. You wake up, your stomach's tighter. And
I've heard this even more with the carnivore. You notice even more because I still eat a fair amount of vegetables. The only real carbs I take in, I'll take in some simple, potatoes.
Yeah.
I don't really like rice, but I'll do potatoes. Because. Just to add a little bit in, very little, I don't know. Today I had a double burger with cheese and jalapenos and stuff, threw the bread away and had a little handful of fries out of somebody's bag. So not much though. Most of it's fat and protein.
Yeah. It just works so much better. I just don't know, like on a scale for like running or something, like I don't know. Like I've tried, I had to throw carbs back in. We were doing like extensive high rocks training because I didn't have the
You ever
energy.
tried that super starch?
No.
You should look at that. That works. So I forgot the brand name of this stuff. I'll try to find it for you. But if you Google super starch, you'll find it.
Okay.
So
Can you look that up, Josh? Super starch.
Super starch, I
see
think
what the brand is.
Yeah, there's a brand of it, and I'm blanking on what it is right now. But I found that when I first was flipping into keto. The problem with keto and training is most people don't get through the suck part.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, it's going to be horrible for
a
week, 2 weeks.
Well, the first week or two, and then there's another point about 2 months in where your cellular stuff starts changing. You know, first it's all digestion,
it's guts, and your bowel movements are almost
all that changes in a week or two. But then you just feel like you're just dragging in the gym. I could not get anything done, and I just wait, and I remember vividly we were doing a workout and I was running a 400 meter, and I was like, dude, I don't feel bad again. I'm ready to go. And it was about 2 months in, and that's when those mitochondria are flipping over and everything's kind of saying, okay, I can use fat now. You know, I don't have to push and try to find glucose. And so when that happens, then you realize you don't have to eat before you train. You know, I mean, I don't eat breakfast at all. And that includes when I train mornings. Like Saturdays, I always go at 9 or 10. And I haven't eaten since the night before at 8 o'clock. And I'm perfectly fine. In fact, I feel best.
Yeah.
But you have to get through that suck part, you know, because it sucks for a while, and people don't like. Well, I'm better than this, you know. It's the ego thing again. You know, I'm better than this. I don't want to. My score. Look at this guy beat me in the gym. You know, you got to get over all that and get through the weeds to get to the nice green grass.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with it. That super starch though is good stuff.
What's that brand, Josh? Did you find it?
Loose City.
Is that it?
What is it?
It says Loose City.
That's not the one there's probably multiple ones, but this one I got it from how I found the stuff was oh my goodness, what's the CrossFit guy up at in the Northeast United States?
Froning?
No.
Oh, where's Froning at?
Yeah, he's in Tennessee or something.
Okay, yeah.
Bergeron.
Okay, yeah.
Bergeron talked about it one time on his podcast, but I use that stuff, and that does.
So
help.
what is it?
So it's I think they take potato starch and super steam it or boil it or something, and they get a carbohydrate out of it that doesn't spike your insulin. Yeah, it's very cool. And so you can slap that in like during the games.
Like a powder?
Yeah, it's a powder.
Okay.
They got flavored, unflavored, and so you can put that in your post workout or something. That's when I do multiple workouts in a day, I'll do that as a post to get ready. You know, because I'm not going to eat starches, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to have time to rebuild my glycogen.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's a trick. You might try that stuff.
Got to look at that because that would help where I was in a scenario doing something like that, not having to change.
Yeah, the high rocks thing especially.
Yeah, which I don't think I'm gonna do very many. I might do one more solo, but yeah. Anyways, let's shift to racing because I want to talk about that because we had already talked about that before you even made the games, and I was gonna have you on to talk about that, and then you made the games. I'm like, well, dude, we got to talk about that like right now, you know, because it's coming up so quick.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what's that look like? Like, you got your car, y'all running it, like.
So we that's what I was talking about earlier, my extracurricular activities. That's what I've been doing a lot of the past 2 years. So started several years ago I'm a car nut, and I had a 911, Super 911, the GT3 RS for several years. And we started just, me and my friends, taking that to Tom, one of them, taking our cars to the track. And there's these events that happen where people will rent a racetrack, I'm talking about a circle race, not a drag racetrack.
Right.
Like a Circuit of the Americas or Daytona or Sebring. Any of the famous tracks, they get rented, and then you buy spots through that company to bring your car and drive on the track. And there's levels of it, like beginner, intermediate, advanced, and you can work your way up, stuff like that. So we all had worked our way up to the advanced group, and we were kind of getting bored even with that. And so two of us, me and Tim Adams, Tim?
Well, yeah, I met him. I don't know him well. Yeah.
So he was living here at the time. He now lives in Fort Worth, Texas. But we started talking about maybe we want to take this to the next level. Maybe we want to do actual wheel-to-wheel racing, because the track days are very controlled. So they're called high performance drivers education. Education has to be there, because then that makes the insurance right.
Right.
If you're racing, you can't get insurance. But if you're HPDE, driver education, you can get insurance on it. So, but it's very controlled. So if you're faster than somebody, you catch them, you have to wait until they point you by. Gotcha. They say, go this way or go that way, and then you can go around them. So you're passing and you're being passed, but it's not like actual diving in and, so we Tim and I thought we wanted to do that, and we were like, how do we get started? So there's this local kid, Landon Matriano Lim. You should have this kid on your podcast.
I will.
He's an F3. He raced F3, F4.
Is he the one that was using y'all's simulator?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hook me up.
You should have him on. He's a cool kid. So, he was on our sim at the paddock, and we were talking about it. And I said, Landon, Tim and I think we want to race. We think we want to try actual wheel-to-wheel racing rather than just DE days. And so he hooked us up with a team out of Texas, and we went and tested. They said, well, who's your license with? We were like, Louisiana? What do you mean license? Do you don't have a racing license? No, sir, we don't have a racing license. We think we're good enough, So he said, well, why don't you come over down to the track, and I've got some cars. I'll put you in, and I'll see if you're good enough to, for us to vouch for, to get you into a actual race. So we went and tested, and we were okay, I guess. And then we thought we were okay. We were terrible, really, but we were good enough to get on the track. So we rented his car. And they did the track support. They have the mechanics and the pit crew and everything. It's a real race team, we just show up and drive. We don't work on cars. We don't fuel. They have all that, right? So we show up with our stuff, and we go out and we race, and it is unbelievable difference. Because you just, it's just different. No, nobody.
I used to do racetrack. Dirt track, so which is way scaled down.
Yeah, but
still,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, so we go out and we're in these little super Miatas. This guy had taken a Miata base, and he had put in a paddle shifting transmission and souped up the engine, and the suspension was all bespoke for them. They developed this, and they were badass little cars, but 200 horsepower or whatever, still. But we're having fun. And so we raced 3 races with him 3 years ago, and we podiumed twice. We finished 3rd, 2nd, and then one race we got hit in one race, put us out, and then the second day of that, races are 2 days, usually Saturday and Sunday. The second race, we had an alternator go out, so we kind of didn't DNF'd one and podiumed the other 2 we finished. So we were like, oh hell, man, we're just awesome, we're too good for this class. We got to go up to the top class. We bought 2 GTO cars. Well, there's a story there. We bought 1 GTO car first, and which is it's the top class, the highest horsepower, most downforce, all the super stuff. We bought a car called a Ligier, Ligier. It's a French-built race car. They built a bunch of prototypes, and so this car is basically a prototype tube chassis with a body on it that looks like a street car, but it's not. So we bought that car, started developing it, and it's a raw race car. No ABS, no traction control, nothing. Paddle shifting, badass machine. So we get out, and dude, we are horrible. We are so bad. It was first race of the season. It was wet and cold. We couldn't keep the car on the track. We just got no traction control, no ABS. Every time we try to hit the throttle, back end stepping, it's not set up right. The team wasn't good enough for this car. They were good for that Miata. They weren't quite good enough for this car. We slowly progressed, made it to Daytona, had a problem in the kink. Tim put the car in the wall, and we wanted to finish that. We wanted to race the next day in practice. And so we wanted to race the next day, and there's two Ligier JS2Rs in the United States, and we own both of them.
So
and how we got the second one was we called the guy and we said, hey, we're at Daytona, we'll buy it, but you have to have it shipped here within 12 hours. So he's in East Texas with this car in his garage.
And you've never driven that one?
No.
Yeah.
No. We negotiated a price over the phone, and that car was in our garage at Daytona like 14 hours later.
When was this?
This was 25.
Okay.
25 season. And so the team descended on this car because there's so much crap that's got to be done to make it race WRL. You got to have this flagtronics in there, electronics and sensors and they have to follow you, GPS, all this stuff had to be done. We got out for like a few hours of the 14-hour race, just enough to run and have fun. But so now we own the only two cars in the United States, JS2R cars, and that was last year. This year we were racing. We took one car and we were renting out seats in that car to drivers that wanted to, one's a pro driver and then his clients get in that car. And they're doing really well. They're actually leading the Western Championship. They're only a few points out the national championship in that car. The car's capable.
Okay.
Tim and I never really wanted to do the pro version, have a pro in with us.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're going to be better if there's a pro with us. We're trying to develop ourselves.
Right.
And so we had a second place at one track. We've had some. We were sitting third until the engine blew at a track in California. So it's a blast, though.
And you were at Daytona last week, right?
We were at Daytona. Yeah, we had a lot of trouble at Daytona. Had a camshaft blow up on me in practice.
Oof.
Camshaft just sheared and just twisted.
God, man.
Yeah, so we didn't get much. I only drove about. That's a 14-hour race at Daytona. It's a one-day 14 hours. So all this is endurance racing.
Yeah, endurance racing. So, what's your average speed?
Going into turn one Daytona, we were 160.
Okay, and you're keeping that speed for that amount of time?
Well, no. It's so Daytona, we use the oval,
right?
But then we go onto the infield.
Okay.
We run the same track that if you ever watch the 24-hour of Daytona or 12-hour Daytona, okay, we run that piece on the infield.
Gotcha.
And then you get back on this oval, and then you do the little bus stop.
Yep.
And then back on the oval. So when you come around after the bus stop, you're on the oval for quite a while, and going into turn one down into the infield, we hit about 160 before we dive in and hit the brakes.
Right, and the infield, your average speed is probably like...
Yeah, I mean, the turn one's a 60-mile-an-hour turn probably, and then turn two's wide open. Turn three is maybe 45.
And so you get to swap out drivers, right?
Oh, we have to. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the max drive time is 3 hours. We've gone 240. That's a long time in a car. Yeah. It's hot in there and all that, but... we usually do more like if you double stint, you're about 220, 230.
Yeah.
Usually, single stints are about anywhere from an hour to an hour 15, depending on the track type, how much wide open you are. So yeah, we would you got at least 14-hour race. You got to have at least 3 drivers.
Yeah.
A lot of teams do 4, but 3 is doable. Me and Tim all last year we did 2 the whole year.
Man,
which was a little tough.
Yeah.
A 12-hour race, 2 drivers is hard. Because you're always on deck. You got to be. You got to be ready. In
something happens.
In case something happens. If he gets sick, he gets a headache, he gets a cramp, he gets whatever. He's got to come out immediately. He's
got to take a shit.
Yeah, whatever.
Anything.
Yeah, anything can happen. You got to be. You're the next guy up.
Yeah.
And so when there's 3, you have a stint where you're off. Mm-hmm. You can literally go to the trailer and go to sleep, or eat and relax and not be dialed into the track, because when you're on deck, you're kind of in the pit. You can't be far away, and you're watching the
You
monitors.
got to know what's happened all the way leading up to when you get in.
Yeah, so you're never not racing.
Right.
You're racing in your mind, or you're actually racing.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 is tough, but we did it because we wanted the time. We wanted the seat time, because neither one of us have time in between races to go practice.
Right.
So all of our practice is at the racetrack.
Which is not a bad thing, I don't think. You know, I mean, it probably is rocky at first, but but getting there and being in that's how you're getting your miles in. You know what I mean?
And we've gotten better. You know, we're still not the fastest guys out there, but we've improved our skill set significantly. I mean, the racetrack will do that to you. You know, if you're going to stay on it, it'll make you figure out things. You know, and we got some good coaching too. So we're doing that. We're trying to figure out how we can simplify, though. Having 2 cars and dealing with the whole politics, politics starts to leak its way in, and I hate that kind of garbage. We're trying to have fun. We're not, this is a fun thing for us. It's not our living. We're not going to hire pros to drive with us because we want to just win at all costs. It's not what we're doing. We're 2 friends having a damn hell of a time with each other in a race car. That's what we're doing. So we're gonna get rid of half of the team and get a car gone. We got a guy that the guy that's leading the championship wants to buy the car because it's a great car. So I think we're going to get rid of that car, and we're just going to simplify stuff just for me and Tim. That way we don't have, just less to think about.
Yeah.
Because now it's becoming almost a second job.
Yeah.
It's taking a life of its own. And, well, hey, we're leading the championship. Can we get this new camera? Can we get this new light? And like, dude, I don't want to talk about that. I've got CrossFit to do.
Yeah. Well, that's cool though. I mean, it's just another thing, like feeling that competitive, side, which is cool.
So much stuff I do as competition.
Yeah.
That's a male thing, right?
Yeah, man. It's taken me a while to figure that out. I used to do MMA and then slowly progressed back into weightlifting, and then met my wife, got into CrossFit, and CrossFit's helped me with the ego a lot. Once you figure out how to let go of it. Or once you get a tweak or something, you're like, you become more body aware, which I think CrossFit does that for you too. And then you get there and you're like, okay, well, this is tweaked today. I can't. It says it, but.
And it's amazing how much of the CrossFit game is mental toughness.
I've seen some people quit that had no business quitting just because they couldn't handle it mentally.
And it's not only the pain. A lot of people think when you talk about mental and CrossFit, it's like the pain. Can I handle the pain? Can I handle the pain cave? It's not that. That's part of it. You have to realize that, your legs hurt, but you're still running or you're still biking. They don't hurt so bad you have to stop. Well, you have to stop.
Yeah, I think I've noticed that. I've been in positions where I'm like, I want to quit, but you push through, and then you get done. You're like, oh, well, that just means I can go even further or do even more.
You don't have to quit until you fail.
Yeah.
Did you not get that last rope climb? No, you got it. So go again.
Yeah. Exactly.
You didn't fail. I mean, what do you mean you can't? You just did one, you know? So that type, but there's also the smartness, the mental smartness and knowing, and you can watch the big boys, the Fronings and Frazier. You just watch them working out and watch them looking around and, I don't have to go any faster than I'm going right now. What's the point of winning by a minute or 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Save that energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, you saw Frazier doing that a lot. I was watching him some, but there's that part of it, and then just the mindset of your own ego talking to you and trying to tell you you're not good enough for this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that. I've been working on a lot of that. I read a book recently. It's not released yet. A friend of mine wrote this book on flow state.
Yeah.
That's a cool.
Share
topic.
that with me whenever it's available, I guess.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
He's gonna. I think it's gonna be September-ish. I believe it'll be available. But
I'm a more of a get it from education podcast or maybe Audible, but my wife, she's gonna read the book
it's a good
probably
book.
2 times.
It's a good book.
That's the kind of stuff.
It goes into the psychology of flow and how you've been in, you felt it.
Mm-hmm.
You've been in it at some point, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Flow.
Yeah.
Maybe when you were driving.
Yeah.
and it's helped my
fighting.
Yeah. You're just doing stuff you're not even thinking about.
Yeah, no, you build muscle memory and you're in a flow state of you don't even realize it. But you have to develop that.
You're blocking stuff, but you have to be. You can't try to do it. That's the thing. You have to. It is something that you're good at and you've practiced and you're confident that you can do it, and you have to let it go, let all the brain go, and let your body do. It's incredible how that can really work for you.
And in all applications, especially physical, like anything, any competition. Like, I mean,
the driving, it's helped my driving a lot.
Yeah.
Learning how to.
It's funny when you feel it and then you stop in the middle of it and you're like, oh, I'm on autopilot, but a very good autopilot, like a great autopilot, not an autopilot like where I'm just floating,
I know what you mean.
It's not cruise control.
Anybody that's been in knows it, and you feel it later, and you're like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
But this guy wrote this book on how you can't make yourself drop into flow, but you can set yourself up to do it easier.
Mm-hmm.
You can prepare for it to happen.
Yeah.
It's a good book. It's a good book to look at. So that's the mental part of it. I think is huge, is what I was getting at, and I think that's part of it.
Yeah, I think I've seen it be so therapeutic for so many people that have had addiction issues, PTSD. Just keep going. I've seen it be very therapeutic for that. Especially like working out where we do like CrossFit. Like we're putting you through some of those ringer workouts that don't even make any sense. You know what I mean? That Billy likes to do. Mm-hmm. I've seen that be beneficial for people.
There's something to be said for group suffering.
Yeah.
Suffering in a group of people. It's kind of cool. I mean, think about military. I mean, it's all the same kind of stuff.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. And then it's funny because it is an individual sport, but when you pair it with a group setting, it's both. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a team sport, but it is. It can be, but it's individual.
Yeah.
That's what's cool, because I was never really good at team sports. It's always been more of like an individual, like based on my performance. And then if you pair it with someone else, make a team out of it that way, but not collectively all working together.
Right.
That just wasn't my forte. But yeah, man, I think it's cool that you have all these things going on, man. How long do you think you're gonna race?
I don't know. I mean, some of it is it's time consuming.
Mm-hmm.
When we leave, I'll leave on a Wednesday. So this is taking time out of the gym. So I leave on a Wednesday, fly out on Wednesday, because we have practice on Thursday. Usually qualifying and more practice on Friday, and qualifying is Friday. And Saturday's a race and Sunday's a race. And Sunday you're finishing too late to get cleaned up, grab a plane to get into Shreveport, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm not flying to Dallas.
Right.
If I was flying to Dallas, it'd be different. But so usually I'm not coming home till Monday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
So now I've been gone all those days, and there's physically really on a race weekend not time in a day to go work out.
And you're putting yourself. Do you track anything like Whoop or anything like that? You track any of that
No,
stuff? But you're probably putting yourself through a high stress level that entire time too. You're burning more calories. You're deficient. You know what I mean?
Well, it's definitely a mental stress.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
and it is physical to some extent. The driving. I mean, it's hot. Our cabin is 130 degrees in there. We have a cool shirt and all that, but you're still soaking wet getting out of there.
Yeah.
I've stepped out of the car and I could hear water squishing, my sweat squishing in my shoes before. I mean, it's extremely, especially like Road Atlanta, July. I mean, my God, it was 96 degrees there last year. We're racing, it's hot. But so it's just draining. You can't do that and finish a race at 4 o'clock and then, let's go do some CrossFit.
Yeah, no.
It's just you've been in race mode since 7 a.m. and the race finishes 8 hours later, and then go try to get tuned up and go do some CrossFit. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So it would be not effective. So that's why I was missing so much time. Once a month I'm gone for a week,
right?
Almost, right, from Wednesday to Monday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one reason I was saying I had no expectations for this CrossFit season. Really didn't. Which says something about the mental part of it, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. When you're in there, you're in there.
Coming in and just doing the work, and the results kind of work out.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to watch you, man. It's coming up in we're less than a month.
Yeah, 21st. Yeah,
Yeah.
what is today?
Or right at it, close.
Pretty
We're close.
close to
By
a
the time
month.
this drops, yeah, we'll be right at a month,
About a
or
month
less than a
out.
month. Yeah. So like it's tight. So like
It's kind of
now-
cool too. The 20-year. I don't know what we don't know what kind of workouts we're getting, but the big boys are doing 20 events. Do you see that?
Yes, that's insane.
20 events. They got to have multiple scored events or something. There's no way they could do 20 events in 3 days.
How many people are in your age group?
At the games?
Yeah.
15.
See, that's exciting too, because like,
Yeah.
man, it's going to be, y'all going to be head to head the whole time.
I'm going to finish top 15 for sure.
Yeah, no, that's going to be, it's going to be amazing
Yeah.
to watch, man. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
I don't know any of these guys. I've seen their names around for years, because we've been all getting older together. And there's been a couple new ones here and there that you see a name, you're like, I never saw this guy, and stuff like that. But some of them you've been seeing for years.
Yeah,
That's kind of interesting.
yeah, no, that is cool, man. Well,
So it'll be cool to meet them. I think I'm going to try to have just a great time with it. I want to have fun. It's going to be stressful, of course. It's going to, I get it, but I just want to have some fun. I mean, it's a once in a lifetime thing for me. I mean,
exactly.
It's a big deal for me, and so I'm going to try to enjoy it. I want to really enjoy it. Now, there's supposed to be my plan right now. I don't know if this is going to work out. My plan right now is to finish competing Thursday. Right now, my flight leaves Thursday night from California. I fly straight to Atlanta to qualify Friday for a race. So,
why not?
yeah.
Why not?
I'm not sure if it's going to work out, but that's the plan as of right now. So,
Well, dude, I'm rooting you on. I appreciate it. Like you coming on and talking about it, but also like we're going to be ready to watch that. I'm excited for you. And you're going to be in California. The weather should be good. A lot nicer than here this time of year. You know what I mean?
we're getting our heat stress right now, aren't
Yeah,
we?
for sure. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And good luck to you.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. All right.